All right, so today we are going to be doing false lashes because I did this video years ago and I don't know, you guys have been asking for it. Apparently that one's too old, so we're gonna do a new one. Not much has changed, but whatever. I don't have any lashes on, obviously. I did put mascara on, clearly. I don't know why I'm telling you these things. All right, first up, we're gonna start off with lash glue. You can use any lash glue that you want, honestly. The one that I use is the black lash glue from Duotone. Duotone? I think it's just called Duo. It's the Strip Lash Adhesive Dark Tone. That's why I thought of tone. I don't like the white ones. I don't know why. They just don't seem to stick as well for me. It can be really difficult to use the dark ones though, because you need to be very precise. Otherwise, if you slip at all, you know, sometimes it can give you that like wavy line if you put too much glue down. We're gonna go through all of that. You can also use those like brush on ones. They kind of look a little bit duochrome or holographic when you open them up. I don't really know how to describe them. House of Lashes has one like that. It's got a brush. They're very sticky. They hold very well, but I find that they get stuck in my eyelashes and it's so hard to get it out. Like it'll be stuck in my eyelashes for days no matter how much I like wash my face. I could use waterproof mascara remover or like an oil and it still gets stuck in my lashes. So I like Duo, whatever, it's cheap, who cares? I don't know, you know? I don't know what lashes I should use. So I want to use something kind of natural today just because I have kind of my like Bella Hadid-ish, esque-ish fox eye look. Thinking about these ones from Velour, kind of little. So as far as lashes go, it's always going to be easier to apply lashes that have a more flexible band. So for example, these from Velour, what are they called? Great, I have no name. They're very natural looking. You know, they're kind of like a demi-wispy, but from Velour, so a little bit better quality. They do have a clear band. Try to get you in there. I don't know how well you guys can see it, but they do have a clear band. They are quite flexible, which is nice. Something that would be a lot harder to work with is something like these Voss lashes. These are in the style Sexy and I Know It. I'll show you these. These have like a really thick band. They're black, kind of like a thick plasticky band. It does have glue on it, so it might not be like the easiest thing to tell, but very, very thick. They're not bad. I mean, like you can make them a little bit more flexible, but they don't have as much give when you do this, you know what I mean? So like it could be a little bit harder to work with. So I'm gonna list some of my like favorite lashes, everyday lashes, things that have a little bit more like flexibility down below. Individual lashes are a whole other story. I'll do a video on that if you want to see it, let me know. So think flexible. Another thing that you want to do is obviously you always want to measure your lashes. Now these are already pretty short, so I don't need to trim these at all. They're kind of perfect. But for example, these Violet Voss lashes are a lot longer. Now I've worn these already, so I think I've trimmed them, but like look how long those are. So you always want to take the, looks so crazy. You always want to take the lash and you want to like measure it on your eye. And you don't want it to go too far in because it gets a lot harder to adhere the inner corner of your eyelash, especially if it is too long. When you blink, it'll kind of like poke you in your nose or whatever. And I tend to find that it starts to peel up there first for whatever reason. So you want to kind of like pull it back here, maybe like just past your natural lash. It's just a little bit more comfortable. You're gonna have to see like what is best for you. And when you do trim them, you want to make sure that you are trimming the outer corner, not the inner corner. The inner corner is meant to be that short. If you trim the inner corner, it's gonna end up being too long, and you're gonna have a bad time. So I'm gonna be using these from Velour. Oh, would I lie? There's the name. Would I lie? It's a cute name for natural looking lashes. So what I like to do is when I'm doing my makeup, I always have a paper towel around somewhere so that I can clean off brushes, wipe off my hands, whatever. So what I do is rather than applying the glue straight from the applicator, first of all, I'm gonna wipe off the old glue. I put a little bit out on a paper towel. Can you focus for me, please? Just an ad for Bounty. So that's a lot, but I'll put some out on a paper towel and then using something to apply it with. I can't use my fingers. I just have big fat man hands, so like they get in the way. I need precision here. So I'm going to be using the House of Lashes tweezers. These are a little bit more blunt because it's kind of what they're meant for. If you use regular tweezers that are like nice and sharp, please be careful. You could poke yourself in the eyeball. They also have like actual lash applicators, sorry, which in my opinion tend to be a little bit clunky. This is the one from Socialize. It's literally meant to apply lashes with, but I don't know, for me it's just like, it's a little too much. I don't know, I don't prefer them. House of Lashes has some, I've got a bunch of them randomly around here, but I've been using their tweezers. I like it. Precision. So if you have a pair of lashes and you feel like the band isn't quite flexible enough and you need to rough them up a little bit, what I like to do is kind of grab them by each end and just do this, which is going to help kind of like round it out. Like if you have a lash and you take it off and it's like very straight like that, it's gonna be a little bit harder to get it to stick to your eye, because obviously like your eyelid goes around your eyeball, which is round. So you need a little bit more of like a semicircle kind of fit. So you kind of want to like just bend it back and forth, rough it up a little bit, especially if it's new. And then I like to grab it kind of like almost in the center, a little bit closer to the outer part. I'm gonna use the end, the end of the lash glue, and I'm gonna pick up some lash glue. The reason that I do this, the reason that I put it out on a paper towel is because if I'm applying it straight from the thing, sometimes if you like, sometimes if you like go to squeeze it out, way too much will come out, or like a bubble will come out and it'll explode and then it'll ruin your lash. So it's just a lot easier to kind of like put it on a paper towel and pick some up. Make sure that you're not squeezing the actual thing, because you know that'll happen anyway. I'm gonna take the amount that I picked up on the end of my glue thing. Now I like to add like a decent amount. So I'm just going to line the thing. And then I like to kind of focus a little bit on the outer corners, because that's pretty much like where you're gonna have peeling up more easily. And then the most important thing to do is to wait. So basically what you wanna do is wait for this to get tacky. Now you can tell with the dark tone lash glue when it's tacky, when it starts to get darker, because it typically will solidify and become like black. The clear lash glue or the white lash glue, it's supposed to dry clear typically, so it'll look a little bit more transparent. I don't know how long it lasts. I feel like other lash videos that I've watched, people have said like wait 30 seconds. I feel like I wait way longer than that. I'll do this and then I'll line my lips and do my lip, or like fill in my brows while I'm waiting. Maybe I should time it and just see how long. My nose contour is a little bit much today. My lip lining is a little bit much today as well. And the height of my wing is a little bit much as well. You can blow on it lightly if you want to kind of like speed up the process. I'll just show you how much I have on there. See? And then obviously the areas where you put like a thinner amount, it's gonna set a little bit faster. Now the reason that we're waiting for this to get sticky is because if you just apply the glue and then go straight in, it's way too wet and it just slides around. So you need it to get sticky so that there's more of a grip, so that when you go to place it on your eye, it stays in that spot. That's the most important thing. And I feel like that's the mistake that I hear about a lot. People are like, I don't understand, it slides all over the place, I can't get it, then I end up messing up my eyeshadow. This is why it's so important to wait. So we've got one area, you see that right there on the outer part, where it's like a little bit more, it's a little dark, it looks like it's starting to disappear. So that is starting to get more tacky. Okay, so it's been about 2 minutes. Now what I like to do is apply another thin layer, because I don't know why this works, but it does. When I put down one and then I wait for it to get tacky and I apply it, I feel like it's just not enough. Like there just isn't enough grip. So I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna pick up a little bit of my glue and then I'm gonna go over everything again, kind of focusing on the areas that have already become more like translucent. And then again, I'm going to apply quite a bit on the ends. So now we have that much lash glue. And now I'm gonna start my timer again. So I waited about 2 minutes before, so way more than 30 seconds, you know what I mean? Now, you also don't want to wait for it to get too dry, because if it dries down completely, it might feel a little bit tacky when you like go to put it down, but it needs to be wet enough so that it's actually drying on your eye, you know? Because if it dries too much and then you try to put it down, then there isn't enough, like, you gotta find the sweet spot, basically. How's everybody's quarantine going? I go through waves of like motivation. Like one day I'll feel like super motivated and like I'm gonna work out and I'm gonna clean my fucking house and I'm gonna like film a bunch of videos. I'm gonna do all this editing and I'm gonna be like whatever. And then the next day I'm like, I just want to eat cookies, which is what I did yesterday. If you do use clear and or white lash glue, can you let me know which one you like that doesn't get stuck in your eyelashes like crazy? Because I just don't like any of them. If you watched my recent answering your makeup questions video, I tried a white lash glue for the first time in years and it played me so hard. So now I'm just kind of like, I knew I couldn't trust you. I'm almost at 2 minutes here. Can you see? It's kind of that same spot actually, but it's getting darker. There are certain areas where it's like starting to get black. So I think I'm gonna go in with it now, actually. That's kind of the perfect amount. Next important step is you do not want to be looking directly into a mirror, like straight on, because your lashes are gonna get in the way. It's not gonna be the right angle. You wanna be looking down into a mirror. You wanna make sure that you're getting as close to your lash line as you possibly can. So looking down into a mirror, I'm going to pop it down and then I'm gonna stop. Breathe. Now, I like to do the outer corner first. I'll kind of like pick that up. So we placed it down in the center. Now I'm picking this up, pressing it against the end of my eye. And then I'm gonna go in with my inner corner and do the same thing. And then just walk away. Leave it alone. You just wanna make sure that it's like on correctly, so it looks good. Now I'm going to leave that alone while I do the other one. So as far as waiting for it to set, it was a total of like 4 minutes. So 2 minutes, the first one, 2 minutes, the second layer, and that's perfection. And you wanna make sure that you're going in with nice thin layers, like a decent amount, but thin enough, like evenly coat it. But you don't want it to be like too globby, because that's where you run into problems. That's where like when you put it down, there's gonna be like too much black over here, especially if you're using the black lash glue. Like I said, if you have one that you trust that works and it's clear, use that. Okay, and then the next trick to making them look completely flawless, like seamless with your natural lashes, is to squeeze them to your natural lashes. Now, this is going to work best if you're not using a waterproof mascara. You want to use a regular mascara for this. The only time I use a waterproof mascara is either on my bottom lashes or if I'm not wearing falsies. So if I am wearing falsies, I want my natural lashes to have like a little bit of a stick. So I use a regular mascara that's going to set a little bit slower so that I have time to set it to my falsies. So that's what I'm going to do. So I like to kind of like brush them out just so that they're, you know, whatever. But right now you can kind of like see the gap. So I'm going to use these. And again, if you're using tweezers, please be careful. And I'm just going to go along the falsies, squeeze my lashes to them. You don't want to do it too hard, you know, because you don't want it to be like cemented on there for when you take them off. This mascara is setting faster. Oh, doing that with contacts in is literally the worst thing in the entire world. These are really pretty. I like these lashes. I do have a code with Velour just in case you're curious. I think it's just, oh no, it's kind of complicated. It's VLSxALEX. I don't know how much it gets you off. 10%? Doesn't matter. Anyway, yeah, that's my trick for flawless, seamless false lashes. I really like these. These are pretty. All right, guys, thank you for watching. If you have any of your own false lash tricks or tips to making them last super long, again, share your favorite lash glues in the comments down below. And that's it. Hopefully I'll see you in the next one.